considered one of the better clubs in the entire country.
I think we can go all the way. I really do. You know, if we play well, you know, we got some real tough competition in the Metro Conference. And, but, you know, if you have a little luck, and I think we have the players to do it, whether we do it or not, you know, is another thing.
This season, a number of things make the Pioneers stand out. Their record, their ranking, and the way they use a razor. You see, this team has a very special trademark when it takes the court. It's called the flat top, a distinct Oak Ridge status symbol.
Makes everybody feel good on the court, you know. Everybody have a flat top and make us go out and play hard.
It seems like it brings us together, you know, better as a team, because everybody got one. You know, it just brings us closer together.
Brian Dixon is the resident barber on the basketball team, a guy that is prepared for another career if things don't work out.
If, you know, my basketball career don't turn out all right, then I'm going to barber school.
Right now, 8 guys have this flat top look. The numbers are growing and may someday include every member of the team.
Coach said if we win state this year, he's going to get one.
Now that would be interesting.
Most unusual haircuts. Every member wears a flat top fade designed and cut by junior Brian Dixon.
Oh, I cut all the starters' hair and then some, like around the neighborhood, and, you know, help my uncle out. My uncle, well, he helped me out, and, you know, just sit in the bathroom sometimes and cut hair all day.
Dixon says he'll keep trimming as long as the Pioneers keep winning. If they end up with a state title, he might end up with a barber shop. Sideline, Mainland's Dick Toth on the other. This one was close all night long. Oak Ridge led by this guy, Alonzo Harris, a little baseline jumper off the glass. He had 20. Mainland got a big night from number 15, Sidney McLeod. He bagged 19 points. Oak Ridge, though, maybe the classiest act in Central Florida. They win 70-65 in the nightcap. Winter Park beat Edgewater 67-61. Championship game tomorrow in the Tip-Off Classic, 9:15 Oak Ridge against Winter Park. Oh my, that one will be a big one.
Ridge floor tell of the Pioneer tradition. 4 conference and 1 district championship. This season, that tradition continues. After 5 games, the Pioneers are unbeaten. But that's not what you'd expect from a team dominated by juniors and sophomores.
These are exceptional sophomores. They play real well, and they both played as freshmen, so they have a year experience, so you really can't say they're sophomores. They play as juniors, and, you know, they're up and down. But so far, we've had players have bad games, but not as a group.
As a group, the Pioneers have huge doses of quickness and speed and put them to use, wearing down the opposition.
That's from foul line to foul line. We go, we get the rebound and get the ball down the other end and try to get a 3-on-2 situation and get into our offense as quick as possible.
The big green machine is led by number 32, Alonzo Harris, who has all the tools necessary to be an All-American. And he'd like to gain that status by leading Oak Ridge to yet another conference and district championship.
It has been a good tradition, and they want to keep it going, and it means a lot, I think. You know, from year to year, if you have, you know, a tradition of winning, it just grows.
And with more teams like this, that tradition could become a dynasty.
Greg Hall dishes off to Alonzo Harris for 2. Oak Ridge's Brian Dixon had a big night. Watch the three-pointer from the baseline. Nothing but net on that thing. Evans now has some good ball players. This is Derek Sharp. He hits the spinner. Oak Ridge coach Ron Smith says, we are loaded, folks. They had a 39-25 halftime lead. Evans in the second half got as close as 6. Darrell Cox to Derek Sharp. He had the jumper, but Oak Ridge puts the ball game away. Willie Fisher goes all the way for the big slam. Final Oak Ridge 70s.
Boy, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Then you take a look at Willie Fisher, who may be the big star for Oak Ridge, but Alonzo Harris is right up there, too. In fact, that entire basketball team is really very good. Oak Ridge number 3 in the state, and we have been hearing that they may be soon in the power ratings for USA Today, and they were all over Evans tonight in this big rivalry. The final score was 77-66. Just a couple of and for gold coming up. You'll see the pass underneath to Willie Fisher. He had 10 points tonight. Cranks the turnaround jumper. Actually was a layup. Then Billy Dills will get the ball inside and find himself in anything but a pickle. He will can the jumper. Alonzo Harris made his presence known this evening. He'll come up with a block shot here. Then Greg Hall will end up with the ball and take it all the way for the layup. Dr. Phillips would not be able to stay with the Pioneers tonight. The final score in this one was 58-34. Also, crowd on hand at the home of the Braves. And they look pretty good for a while there. Ricky Morris with a baseline jumper. Keep in mind that Boone is not a team to sneeze at, but back comes Alonzo Harris on the fast break for Oak Ridge. He had 15 points tonight. Then Greg Hall will come down, stop at the top of the key, and put one up and can it. Oak Ridge is a very good basketball team. Some say they will be ranked nationally soon. Now Alonzo with the steal. He'll take it the other way and slam it home. Willie Fisher led Oak Ridge with 22. 66-52 was the final in this one.
In action at Oak Ridge High School. That's where the third-ranked Pioneers hosted highly touted Osceola. The Cowboys were hoping to lasso a victory this evening, but that would not be easy. Here, Oak Ridge will miss the three-pointer. Watch this one. Patrick Gordon is right there, though, for the follow-up slam dunk. But the Cowboys would come with a big play of their own. Jason Thompson, a great player, only a junior, with the steal. Then watch the no-look pass to Les Vermillion. He feeds Paul Shipe for the big-time stuff. Oak Ridge kept up the pace, though. On the fast break coming up, Alonzo Harris will get the layup. No dunk here, but he gets 2 points nonetheless. However, Osceola immediately came back. Thompson gets the pass, goes in for a slam. Aruski, number 5, is quite a player, but it was Oak Ridge that would win tonight. The final in a close one, 71-69.
But West Orange stayed close. In fact, Oak Ridge was not on top of its game tonight, at least not for a while. Calvin Graves gets the bucket here for the visitors. Then you'll see a Pioneer fast break. Actually, it's not a fast break, but Brian Dixon will get the bucket. He had 16 points to lead Oak Ridge tonight as the Pioneers win 64-48 was the final in this one. A few of Greg Hall was deadly from outside, three-pointers all night long. He had 16 total points. It was 44-23 in favor of Oak Ridge at halftime, and the Pioneers would go on to win easily tonight. 75-57 was the final. This team to play well tonight against the tough Pioneers, but this is what the Oak Ridge game is all about. Fast break, nice pass from Johnny Ingram to Brian Dixon, and he would get it to go. Winter Park came back. Willie Donick is tough from the outside, a three-pointer right there. And it was a three-point lead for Oak Ridge. That was all at halftime. But in the second half, Alonzo Harris would come out with a steal. He'll slam this. Oak Ridge scored the first 5 points of the second half and never looked back, winning this one. Final score was 74-60. Home to his wife tonight. Instead, took in this basketball game. Oak Ridge was again very good. Pat Gordon misses the shot, but Willie Fisher is there to get the bound and put her back in. There were a few good moments tonight for Dr. Phillips. Tyrone Taylor to Robert Glenn, and he gets the layup to go. 37-24 was the score in favor of Oak Ridge at halftime, and you'll see why they're so good. On the fast break, they'll move it down court with some great passing. Alonzo Harris will end up getting the bucket, and Oak Ridge would end up getting the win tonight, 65-55.
Ranked third in the state with good reason. Patrick Gordon with the jam. Ron Smith is the coach of the Pioneers. He is doing an excellent job with that ball club. Willie Donick, number 22 here, led Winter Park. He finishes with 23. Not enough, however, as the Oak Ridge Pioneers win again. Final in the ball game tonight, 92-6.
Has had plenty to yell about this year for the wrong reasons for a while tonight. Evans would actually take the halftime lead in this thing. Mark Gray with the steal. Passes to Delmar Poteet for the layup right there. That was a pretty little play. Then Alonzo Harris with a shot that will miss for Oak Ridge. Harris has had a super season for the Pioneers, but Pat Gordon is there for the Boomer. Then in the second half, you'll see Harris with a slam of his own, and Oak Ridge would hold off a very tough Evans team tonight, 58-55 to move on in turning action. Second game out of Valencia saw Boone.
24, Brian Dixon will can the soft jumper to get the ball rolling. Then on the fast break coming up, Johnny Ingram will take the ball to the hoop, get the bucket. Oak Ridge led this thing by a bundle. Winter Park tried to stay in it. Here, Clay Hare will get the basket and the foul, but in the end, Oak Ridge would be just a little too much tonight. Ingram will cap things off with the Stufaruski on the break. The final score in this one, 83-62. The Pioneers advance with their 23rd straight win.
And a game in Daytona that meant the world for a couple of teams. Mainland, a team that had been ranked early, against perennial power Oak Ridge. Pioneers have erased the word lose from their vocabulary, haven't dropped a game since early December. This is do or die time, too. One mistake from now on, and you can fall off the high wire. Fans of these two teams have been flipping over their guys this season. Good years for both teams. As I said, place rocking in Daytona tonight, especially when Steve Herndon slammed the thing home early on for the good guys. The good guys for Daytona, I should say. Oak Ridge would counter later, though. Willie Fisher will pound one home on the slam, but the game would remain close throughout. Greg Hall banged home a three-pointer in the second half. And Oak Ridge, a team that has had some close calls this year, would have another one tonight, but did hang on to win this regional game and move on Tight one, too, as you can see, 68-66.
Pioneers were trying to keep their winning streak going and earn a shot at the title. The Pioneers would again play well this evening, coming up on the fast break in front of a jam-packed standing room only crowd. Greg Hall gets the pass and will get the layup for Oak Ridge, but West Palm Beach Lakes roared back. Marlon Shadd was a big man for them. He gets the long pass and will lay the ball in the hoop with easy care. In the second half, the game remained tight. Brian Dixon would nail a three-pointer, though, and Oak Ridge wins this thing in a squeaker, 77-70. They advance into the Final Four in Lakeland, and as you can see, a pretty happy group. They will head to Lakeland next Thursday.
Pioneers are 33-1, and they're riding a 25-game winning streak. They play a shoot-'em-up, slam-'em-down style of ball. This is a take-no-prisoners bunch.
Move the ball.
Head coach Ron Smith is busy getting the Pioneers ready for Thursday night state semifinal matchup, a big game against once-beaten Tampa Chamberlain. The Pioneers might have the best high school team in the Southeast. They definitely have the most unusual hair. Ridge played Tampa Chamberlain. Between them, they had won 51 games in a row. They met in the semifinals of the state Quad A basketball tournament. Buddy Pittman was there.
Oak Ridge got off to a slow start in this one. Chamberlain taking the early lead. Jimbo Torino driving in the middle. His shot is blocked by Fisher, but he gets the rebound and goes back up and in for an easy two. Oak Ridge would finally get on track. Watch the move here. Fisher goes inside to Johnny Ingram. He takes it baseline for two, and Oak Ridge started to take control. Greg Hall now with the dish to Johnny Ingram. Ingram finishes the night with 10 points as the Pioneers led at half 31-22. In the second half, Oak Ridge took complete control. Willie Fisher on the steal. He is gone coast to coast, 17 points on the night, 2 of them on that hammer there. The Pioneers on the break now. Fisher will miss, but Greg Hall is there for the tip-in. Hall finishing the night with 14 points himself. Alonzo Harris on the sideline saying, yeah, we're going to the big one Saturday night. Jimmy Chambers then finishes it off with the pass to Johnny Ingram, who hammers it in. Oak Ridge wins it 75-48 over Tampa Chambers.
Tonight's final game. The Oak Ridge Pioneers from Orlando take on Miami Senior High School's Stingarees for the Class 4A High School State Championship title. To junior, and he's going to be a hotly recruited player next year. Edwards. Willie Fisher, baseline jump. Goes cross court to Brian Dixon. Inside layup good. And here we go inside. Good move off the glass, and Douglas Edwards comes around Rodriguez. Pretty move. Absolutely. Driving layup good. Greg Hall. Willie Fisher hands one from the outside. He has jumper is good. Jimmy Chambers slamming one home. So he's got a lead pass to Fisher. Nice ball movement. Playing time has turned it over twice in a row. And I doubt anybody cares. Shaky Rodriguez.